University in Washington DC, USA. And currently, I am pursuing my doctoral degree, PhD in aerospace engineering at the same university, at GW, George Washington University in Washington DC. I am working in the field of plasma propulsion, especially focused towards air breathing plasma propulsion. This is my background. During my undergrad, I presented and published some research papers, went for some conferences in organizations such as Society of Automotive Engineers, SAE, Aerotech Congress, and conferences such as Indian Science Congress, and like many more conferences. And then during my master's, I went to SAE conferences, but majorly I published papers in my undergrad. Then in master's, I was working as a GRA, Graduate Research Assistant, for Mosaic CPV Solar Cells Program, Concentrated Photovoltaic Solar Cells Program, which was a multi-million-dollar project funded by Department of Energy, United States Department of Energy, and under the team of ARPA-E. They funded the research program, and I was working as a GRA for the program as a GRA from George Washington University under the guidance of Dr. Matthew, who actually works at Naval Research Laboratory.
Okay.
During my research job, I was working on concentrated photovoltaic solar cells technology. It's a research-based team that was focused towards a specific type of solar cells, which is concentrated photovoltaic solar cells. As the name suggests, concentrated, we were basically concentrating the sunlight onto a solar cell module, with which the size of the solar cell was decreased up to few microns. So it was way more compact and produced higher power. So I was working as a GRA to basically come up with some good designs, efficient designs that would improve the performance.
The work you did for air breathing plasma propulsion, was it in your master's or in your that work?
That is during my PhD. Right now, that's my PhD thesis. Basically.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking you, what's your thesis title here? Is it related to photovoltaics or is it related to aerodynamic propulsion?
So I am working in aerodynamic propulsion at the moment, like the plasma propulsion.
Okay.
At the moment, and that's my future work.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, the work on photovoltaics that you're talking about, that is only a project, or it has something to do with your research also right now?
So that was a project during my master's.
Okay.
It was a research project, and I was working as a GI for the project.
And
so in my master's, I was working.
Few questions. So right now you are a first year PhD student at George Washington University, or you have finished your first year or second year?
I just finished my first year.
Okay.
At GW as a PhD.
And okay. And this is the aerospace engineering department, I believe, right? Mechanical and aerospace.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And other question is, do you know what was the reason that after masters you decide to go for your PhD? Why you did that, or not go for a job or something?
Good question. After masters, my primary goal, since I decided to go for my master's or choose specifically aerospace engineering, was because I was very much interested into research, doing research. And that's why when I mentioned regarding my undergraduate degree in aerospace engineering, wherein I was publishing papers and going for conferences, so I was motivated since then.
Okay.
So I wanted to take this motivation to the next step by applying for my master's and then PhD. So it was something that I decided way back. But also right before the end of my master's, I was also applying for jobs, just in case I did not get into a PhD college with the funding. So just to be on safe side, and I felt like being an international student, I was getting withhold. I was getting withhold because of the immigration status that I have for the aerospace companies or the mechanical engineering companies, where the primary requirement was for a citizen or a resident. So majority of jobs that I was applying, I was
right. So what I'm saying, what I'm trying to understand, that you looked for a job, you couldn't find it, and then you decided to go for PhD, or you had this in your mind that you want to do a PhD. That's what I'm trying to get into.
I had in my mind from the beginning itself I wanted to do PhD.
Okay.
I applied for jobs side by side.
No, I understand.
Just to be.
Yeah, sure. No, I understand. I'm just trying to understand what's the situation. Okay, and the other question I have is, so if I have to ask you, what is your interest is, what you want to do in after you finish your PhD, and what would be ideal job for you in after you graduate, or the companies you would like to work for, what would be your answer?
Good question. After my PhD, I want to work in the field of plasma propulsion. This everything electric engine idea is a kind of a new concept.
Mm-hmm.
Few people have worked on this idea, but as a student, I want to work on this and take this to a next level. My dream company is obviously NASA, or companies like NASA, Lockheed Martin. These have been my dream companies that I got fascinated with. SR-71 aircraft of Lockheed Martin and the work that NASA has been doing.
Right.
These are my dream companies. I want to start with working into a company wherein I do not face an immigration problem, because my ultimate goal is to settle in the United States, become a US citizen, work here and settle here. So I'm trying to build my profile in such a way that could, help me in a long run, and I could get into NASA or get into organizations wherein my immigration doesn't stop me, but my skills, and my hard work is helping me to get there.
Okay, and the other question I have is, what you think your primary goal would be? Would you want to go for an academic job, or you prefer to work on a research lab, or you prefer to work for an industry setting?
My primary goal is to work in the industry.
Okay.
After my PhD.
Okay.
Or a research lab, any of those two which will work. Primarily industry.
Okay.
Regarding academics, I was thinking of it, but I don't think it will be a good option for me, because becoming a professor or like staying in academy, I don't think will be I don't personally feel that would help me like in my own development in terms of maybe later in life, like when I probably become like 50s or something, or 40s, later in life when I feel like I have done enough in industry, I would like to maybe look for academy opportunities as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to start with industry, gain experience in this field.
Okay, understand. And let me ask you this question. You said, right, I want to settle down here in US, which is fine. But what is the primary reason behind it? Why, what it stops you to say, I would like to go back, and probably I'm open to that option. And if it's personal, I don't want to hear it. But if it is professional or something, that I just want to understand why you think that staying in US would be a good thing.
Good question. I feel the reason why I started with the idea of coming here and getting settled here way before I even just got into my undergrad degree. It was from the time when I was in school. I had an aim to come here, get settled here, not just because of the lifestyle or something like that, but because you have more research opportunities. And I feel myself like a very proud Indian as well. I want to also do something for my country by living here, by utilizing the opportunities here efficiently and effectively, and starting a company. My another goal is also to start a business in the field of space.
Okay.
Later on in my life.
Okay.
And I want to help develop space industry in my country as well by getting opportunities over here and getting settled here.
Okay. The reason I want to ask you is I just want to, for my job is to ask questions so that I can understand what's your mindset is, and many times, students are very reluctant to what they want to say. But if I can find an answer from you, I will stop there. But otherwise, I will keep questioning you. Okay. So another question I have is, what is important for you is to stay here and make sure to answer that very carefully. For your ultimate goal is to stay here, or you want to follow your passion. Doesn't matter where you go, or there has to be a balance in that. Don't give me a very diplomatic answer, but try to give me an answer which will help me to guide you. Yeah.
Uh, it's a good question.
Because the reason why I'm saying
Uh,
is you have been in this country for a very long time now. You are not a newcomer, right? So you know the situation in this country. You know the immigration situation. You know the facts, and so I don't have to explain you those things. But for anybody else who would listen to this conversation, I just want to make sure that they understand that too. Is for anybody who comes here, what drives them to stay here? Why you say that I want to stay here? Is more important, or to follow your passion is more important? Doesn't matter where you live, whether here or somewhere else. And because what
when I
happens is
applied,
there has to be a balance, because I think many times students are confused with this notion that whether I want to follow my passion, but then I don't want to leave this country over here, which is fine. I understand. I mean, I'm here, so I don't blame anyone that they shouldn't stay, right? Go ahead.
that's a very good question. So I think I answered this. I asked this question to myself when I was applying for masters and PhD. I think a best and possible answer would be from that. I answered this question way back when I decided to come to US, because I felt like the opportunities here are more than the place where I was, or the place where I would anticipate to go to, Europe or somewhere else. Even if I would have gone to Europe, definitely my primary goal is to follow my passion. But in long run, I know that if I settle here, I will be able to do multiple things, not just only research, but also pursue my other dreams, such as starting a business or building contacts with such people, so that I can, it will be a faster process for me to do something for my country as well.
So you think that, so according to you, I think you are saying that staying here would help me to follow my passion, have a good life, but at the same time, I can pursue my dreams, as compared to, let's say, if I had to go back to India, it may not be possible. I think that's what you are saying, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then there could be many other reasons, have a good life and all that. Okay, I understand now. So let me answer your questions now one by one. And now my job is to talk and your job is to listen. Okay. A few things I want to tell you is the area that you are working in, and remember the question I asked you, what companies would interest you or what you would like to do. I would say in my, again, whenever I give advice to someone is based on my experience and the things I have seen. So just keep that in mind. So I would say, if today that's what you want to do, the very first day you will be able to work in those companies would be in 2035. Because unless you become a US citizen, or 2030. So unless you become a US citizen, no matter how hardworking you are, you will not be able to work. That's number one. When I say you won't be able to work, I meant you won't be able to work directly in those companies. Okay, so as I said, you gonna take another 4 years to graduate, add 10 years to that. So I would say 2035 would be the first day you will be eligible to work in that companies, unless and until there is a change in immigration. Okay, so that's number one. So can you wait till 2035? That's your call. Okay, that's number one. And how old you will be at that point, and what your situation would be, what your scenarios will be, that's a totally different situation. That's number one. Number two, there are many other ways to work in those companies indirectly. And that's the reason I said you can still find a job in a company who work as subcontractors for those companies. You can always work as a subcontractor. Okay, there are many companies who hire people to do subcontracting job. So you cannot work directly, but you can may work able to work indirectly. Okay, but even for that, if you are working on a projects who are of a national security, you will at least need a green card minimum. So I would say add at least, that would not be 2035, but that will be 2030. Okay, that's number two. Number three, the area you are working in is a very, so here is my answer. Once you graduate with this particular field and you say, I want to find a job in this particular field only, and the companies, I would say as an international student, considering what is the situation right now with immigration and everything, it would be impossible. Okay, so this is the situation right now. Okay, and the good thing is that you have another 3-4 years to figure that out. So you are not something who is graduating next year, right? So you can make up your mind what I need. So all these things I'm trying to tell you is to make you aware so that you will be prepared better. Okay.
Absolutely.
The other thing I would say, so what is the best way to figure that out? So again, going back the examples, many people say, okay, I would become a professor, and then I can get projects from NASA, and then I can get projects from somewhere else, and I can work. So that can work out. But you said, right, that will not be your preference. So that should particular probably solution is not for you, and having a job in a university is not easy too. So so that's the reality right now. Okay. The other thing I would say is, if that, so second part of your question, when you say what's your preference, would you stay in this country or follow your passion? So my answer to that would be, if somebody wants to stay in this country, let's say if you are saying, I don't care, I want to stay in this country no matter what, I don't want to go back to India, because right now the situation, especially with COVID, many people are going back, to be honest with you. There will be thousands and thousands of students who will be heading back to home. So are you ready for that? And if you say I'm not ready for that, then my advice to you would be, take those steps that will help you not to do it. So number one, then you should be open to any field you want. Doesn't matter, because your preference is not to follow what you want to do, but your preference is to stay here. See what happens. The reason why I'm saying is, again, this has nothing to do with your hard work. This has nothing to do with how intelligent you are. This is about opportunities, and where are the opportunities. Like, so for example, a student who is graduating from computer science, let's say, for him it would be very easy to find a job in Amazon or Google and stay here, right? No problem. But for someone who is in core areas, mechanical, especially doing plasma research, somebody is doing photonics, somebody is doing semiconductor research or something, or somebody is doing air propulsion research, especially aerospace and all those fields, right? There is no way you can find a job if you are not if you don't have a green card or US citizenship. No company will sponsor H1, right? So what are you going to do then? Because if you look at how many aerospace companies sponsors H1, look at Boeing, look at Raytheon, look at Lockheed, look at any companies, none, zero. NASA, do they sponsor H1? No. So what are you going to do then? So my point here is, you need to understand what is the best thing to do and what I would like to do. Do I want to follow my passion, or do I want to stay in this country? So if I was you, and if I say I want to I want to stay in this country, I would probably take steps that will help me to stay in this country right now. And to be honest with you, I don't see the current, based on the current political and the scenarios that is going to come up, all these things are going to ease out. In my last 10 years of experience, when a person it takes like 1 year or 2 year or 3 year to get a green card in in a better categories. Now it takes 5 6 years. Forget about other people who have done just masters. They never gonna get it. Never ever, not possible now. So my thing would be is having a PhD is a good thing because that allows you to qualify in a much better way to stay in this country. You will have a better chances compared to a master. So that's a good news. But the question here is you have to have a job first, right? So what are you going to do? So that would that for that you would have to be very very careful what you would like to do. It's a difficult decision. It's a definitely difficult decision because you want to follow a passion, you want to follow area, and you say, I would like to build a company or something. It's not a computer company. You can't have a Infosys or a TCS that you can build in your garage. This requires capital, so it's not easy to do that too. To get into the business, doesn't matter where you are. So my advice to you would be is you need to answer that question to yourself for next 6 months or a year, saying that what would I like to do? Am I open to, worst come to worst, am I open to go back and follow my passion? And if you say no, that is not a possibility, then you need to work on things that will allow you to stay here. Because to be honest with you, that the aerospace. So let's say, for example, and I think I gave this advice to someone else also. So let's say if you are working in the area of material science and engineering, right? It's a very broad area. People who have material science and engineering background can work in any field and work with a lot of companies, right? But if you are focused in aerospace, or you are focused in a particular technology that is geared towards a particular technology, then it becomes very very challenging and very very difficult to find the job. So right now, for example, let me give you another example. Right now, people who have done who have a background in the area of petroleum engineering, let's say, right, it's very difficult to find a job because oil and gas sector is in a very bad shape. So it doesn't matter if it is not critical. If that industry goes down, you go down. So you have to be more open to a field which is more diverse, where you can say you can do things. And as I said, that in your particular case, I think there are few things that I think I'm coming back to the conclusion is where you can say, how can I diverse myself? Ask yourself what you want to do, whether you are your preference is to stay in this country, or you are open to go back or do something else also. And most importantly, I think the answer that you need to ask yourself is how well I will be prepared for next 2 3 years, so that if anything comes up, I'm able to follow that situation. Because right now you can do nothing to ease out your immigration. To be honest with you, I will be very honest with you. Looking at this scenario right now, I think more so than any other thing, the immigration would be a bigger problem for most of the people. Okay, so